Hello and welcome to Babysteps in Movavi Video Suite 2025, Part 7, the Video Editor Transitions. I'm Tony of Tony's Tutorials and we're on version 3.1.1 of Movavi Video Suite 2025. Right, firstly, what we need to do is go over to where it says Video Editor and click on the blue launch button with the left mouse button. That'll come up in a second and we need to give it a few seconds just to settle down before we start messing with it, because it needs to get all its functions correct. Right, once it's done that, we can go over to the left side, and as you can see, if we go start from the top, you got your file, then underneath you got your plus button, which helps you to add videos or check sample videos, backgrounds and that. Then you got the music and sound area where you can add sound effects or music. Then you got your text, which helps you to add lower thirds and things like that. And the next one is the transitions, which look like an X with two vertical lines either side of it. All we need to do is just left click on that and it takes you to the transitions area. And if you got any of the transitions which need uploading, you could click on there and it'll upload all items in that section that you're on. I'm going to go to basic for the categories because you've got recent there, so I'll tell you the recent ones you've used, like that. You got your favourites there if you've got any favourites. I haven't put any favourites down because I'll just use any type of ones. I'll just look around and see which ones I prefer to fit with my program according to whether I think they're compatible to that particular thing. Right, as you can see in categories, it says here featured, abstract, basic, cinematic, education and work, family, gaming and tech, health and fitness, hobbies, etc. But there's loads of different choices including holidays. Right, so I'll use the holidays one for Christmas and Halloween and things like that. And you got so many different choices of categories there, so usually something fits in with what you're doing. And that's what I do. I usually follow the categories because they're usually pretty good. Right, but for this tutorial I'm going to go for basic because not everybody has the effects bundle which I've got. So if you haven't got that, it's best to have the basics to do it with, so you can understand what's happening and be able to do it yourself. Right, now I've put the basics on. You've got all the thumbnails there for each one of those particular assets, which are the transitions. So when you put your mouse cursor on the particular thumbnail and just drag it along without touching any buttons, it will give you a preview of what that particular transition does, like so. Right, that's pretty good for all of them. Right, it works pretty well. Just don't go too fast. If you go too fast, it doesn't work 100%. But as you can see, in each one of them, there's a little heart shape in the corner which you can click on, and it will be put into your favourites up here, so you can find it quicker if you need to. Right, that's that. As well as that, if you try putting it straight onto your timeline, ready to put on something, it will not work. Drag transition to a video to attach it. Right, so you need a video on there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and get a video, and we're going to use the plus and go for a sample video from here rather than bother with putting a video from outside. Right, so I'm just going to get the clouds and drag that down with the left mouse button, holding the left mouse button until I drop it onto the timeline like that. As you can see, it tells you it's clouds.mp4, so it's an MP4 file. Right, so if I try dragging it, I'll go to the end and you see they've got the two arrows facing opposite directions. Oh, we might be able to drag it along. No, we can't. You can't drag it along like that. You can move it, but you can't drag it and stretch the actual video that way. What you can do is click on the video and change the speed. That way it will stretch to be longer, but it'll be much slower. You know what I mean? Stretch the speed, so 140 be smaller, make the speed less, like that. It'd be quite long, but it'd be very slow. Let's just show you. See how slow that is. More like reasonable, really, to be honest. But anyway, That's enough of that. I don't want to do that. Let's put it back to 100%, which is what it's supposed to be about. There, somewhere. That'll do. That's close enough. I can just click on there and change that to a 0. Yeah. Right, so that's it. But that's the normal length for the video is 100% there. Yeah, on that speed. Right. So, and it gives you the options to fade in and fade out on those particular videos and other stuff, right? Which I showed you before. Now we're going to add the transition to it. So let's just add that transition to the end of there. As you can see, it's gone on the very end like that. And as you can see, when I play it, it will show you it. Right, let's just show it. There you go. And it goes to black because there's nothing this side. So we need to add another video to make it transition from that one to the next, right? So let's go there, back to sample videos, and click on countdown and drag that on, like so. Now, as you can see, I haven't done anything with the transition. I left it where it is. Let's just try that and see what happens there. As you can see, it went black first before that come on. So what we need to do is move the transition. So click on the transition and drag it across by holding the left mouse and just drag it. And that's it. That's all you need to do, and that'll be okay then. I'll go straight on from one video to the next. But watch what happens with the transition. Right. As you go through, that was a freeze frame. The 10 doesn't move straight away, and that's because we haven't trimmed the 10, right? So what we need to do is move this transition over there for a minute, right? Then we're going to go to this one and just trim the end. We'll trim that end and we'll show you what happens next. Just delete that and put that in, and now we're going to drag this out back over to there. Wait a minute, a bit further over, sorry. Right, now we'll play that and you'll see the difference. That moved, that started straight away, didn't it, the 10? Because we cut that end off and it didn't put a freeze frame in there, right? So that's what happens, right? So stay there, we haven't got a freeze frame in it, right? So now we click on that and we change that to freeze frame. We'll play it again and see what happens now. It's freeze framed it, right? So that's what happens there. Put a freeze frame in there. Okay. Now we can, because we've just done that, we can try doing a slow motion and see what happens on that. Let's see if that does a slow motion now. Let me just try it again. Yeah, it's going slower, and then it's gone faster. Once it's gone past the transition, it's gone faster, but while it was on the transition, it went slower, right? Did you see? Yeah. So those are those motions there, right? So I've just showed you how those three work. The trim content is best one, I think, really, to be honest, because that comes in natural like that, and I prefer that. So you just trim off the front end of each clip by a very small amount. It doesn't have to be a lot, but if you do that, you won't do a freeze frame on it, right? And it looks more natural then. So that's cool, right? Okay, as well as that, you can add more transitions. You don't have to just stop with one. So let's go to something else. Oh, before I do that, this countdown is an AVI, and as you can see, if we get to the end, try moving that. We can't stretch that one either. So AVIs and MP4s cannot be stretched, not in the normal way. You can change the speed to make them longer, but you can't stretch them at normal speed, right? Now here we've got this, which is an MKV, and we can stretch it. Right, you can stretch it longer, make it a bit shorter maybe. And there's another one here. I'm going to add some of these, stretch them along. Quite a few here, so I'm just going to add a few and just add some transitions to them. I'm just adding to the end of each other like so, and as you can see they're moving things except for that for the first one, which is there's still an MKV but it doesn't move that one, but these ones are moving and you can stretch them, which is great. So what we're going to do is go back onto the transitions and get the next one, just dump it on like that, left click, hold and drop, right? Left click, hold and drop, left click, hold and drop, right? There you go. Right, now as you can see these are all 2-second transitions and they work pretty well. I'll just play them from the beginning, shall I? Let's do that. Right, they're all 2-second transitions as you can see, but you can change the time length of each transition if you wish, so you can have them different if you wanted to, or you can have them all the same length like they are now. But as you can see with these, I didn't trim these off. Alright, so they're going to start off with a freeze frame for most of these transitions, as you can see. Look, freeze frame on most of them. Right, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on double click on one of the transitions like so, and it comes up with the transition settings, and the barn door's on 2 seconds at the moment, so if I knock it down to nothing it comes up with 0.1. well, I don't want 0.1, I want 0.5, so that's half a second, right, rather than 0.01. So I'll just get rid of that one, and that's half a second, right? So now what we can do is apply this setting to all the transitions by clicking that, and they're all half a second, but they'll work pretty good with that. A bit fast, but they'll work pretty good. The next one, the next one. You can see I'm alright with 0.5 of a second. If you get to 0.101 of a second, you can barely see anything, and they're not worth it. But that's useful for something like if you're trying to do transitions in a short, that'd be very useful for that. Right, so you can do that by just changing them digits on there, or you can just use this, which will go up by seconds and down by seconds, right? But it doesn't change the transition type. So if you've got different transitions and you want them all to have the same settings, you can click on apply to all transitions, then you can just click on one like that one for example, and it should go to the setting for that. Wait a minute, let's just go off there onto that setting there. It's still saying barn door. Oh, that is telling you the other type there. Look, there's arrows on that one. Let's try changing that one to 1. Right, so that one's changed to 1. All the others are on half. Well, that one's 1.5. The others are on a half. So you can do that. I was just checking that anyway, because I thought you could, but I wanted to make sure. And that one's a bit longer. Say if you wanted to make one longer, you could do that. You just have to click on the particular transition if you wanted to change that one, and that would be ideal for what you need, right? That's pretty good, isn't it? And with all the new fancy ones that I've got as well, I'll just show you some of them. Let's go on to the energy boost. Let's just take one of these off the front. You can remove transition like that, then say add the energy boost one like that, and let's just play that from there. We'll just see what happens. Oh yeah, right, so it brings in something else. So with that one, you can click on it and it just gives you transition duration. You can't do anything else with that transition, right? It's automatically sorted with what it's going to show you, right? So Some of them you can't do a lot with them, whereas the basic ones you've got options with them, more options, right? But you can change the time length of these. I don't know how to, but we'll have a look in a minute. I'll just do that. How far you can go with changing them. It's changed to there, but we'll have a look, see if that works any good. Just see. Yeah, it was very fast, that was. It'd be too fast for that, wouldn't it? So you'd have to have at least one, I think. A good one. Oh, it's going up there. Needs to be on that one, doesn't it? Let's just delete them in a minute. Let's go on there first and bring that one up 1 and up these to 0. Okay, let's just try that, see if that looks alright. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, but it's still a bit rushed. So I think 1.5 would probably be the least you'd need it for that one. Let's just go back on there and try that. Yeah, 1.5 would be the least you'd need for that one, really. Let's just remove that. Shall we just remove all transitions, just to show you how you can remove all transitions on this. Click on a transition, click double right click, remove all transitions. Right, let's remove the whole line of transitions off there. Right, so I think I've covered everything with the transitions on there. As you can see, there's a load of new ones there, which I need to just download them all and that. So there's a lot of different ones. So, but as you can see, the ones which have got special effects on them or special images on them, there ain't a lot you can do with them except for the speed in the main. You can stretch them once they're on, like this a bit, like so, or make them smaller by going in a bit, and that'll change the time as well. So that's just another way of doing it if you want. And I think that's everything. So I hope you've been enjoying this tutorial anyway, and I hope you found it useful. And if so, please like and subscribe to Tony's Tutorials. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.